Well, looky there. A Masonic temple is a Masonic hall. A Masonic temple or a Masonic hall is within Freemasonry, the room or edifice where a Masonic lodge meets. The lodge meets at the hall of the temple. You see, this is what these phrases mean. Most of us have no idea that there are any of these supposed phrases that mean something that we're not familiar with. But if we're not familiar with these words, then we do not realize that they have more bodies of organization, bodies around the world than what they're letting us know. Remember when you used to go into a town? I think it's still that way. And before there was pretty much anything else, a post office, they would put up a hall. Well, there's a city hall, right? Is that a temple? Yeah, the city hall of the capital or the major edifice or sanctuary of this edifice. A temple wasn't just one building. It had a courtyard and various offices, you might say. And so the fact that Jehovah's Witnesses have Kingdom Hall, Hall, they have Kingdom Halls, and the fact that their early literature had the Masonic symbols, the Freemason or Templar symbols on their books. I think most Jehovah's Witnesses are aware of this. Well, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. So they were, back in the day when Jehovah's Witnesses didn't have and make their own kingdom halls, they would meet at the town hall. I know this. This is how a lot of them got started, at the hall. Maybe, somebody could argue that they just started calling their edifices that they began to go ahead and build as kingdom halls. But I don't think so, because everything in their religion is planned. Like they use the word, the new order of things, or the new world order, the new system. They name their Bible the New World Order Bible, basically. They've got the word, the Watchtower, but it used to be called Zion's Watchtower. They took off the Zion because they used to be Zionists. And Russell wrote letters to the Rothschild, to Mr. Rothschild. There are letters where Charles Taze Russell wrote letters to Rothschild and was encouraging Zionism. They were planning it together. And this was the watchtower that declared the return of Zion. And that meant the return of the actual Judean peoples back to their homeland. They believed in that until recently. They changed it to kind of throw a fast one on everybody so that we wouldn't realize that, because remember, they were singled out in Nazi Germany as being the enemy. So that's all I'll say on that. But a Masonic temple or a Masonic hall is within the Masonic lodge. And now the lodge means the group, like the congregation, the lodge. And they are members of the order. And they meet at the hall and this whole thing is called a temple. And look at this. Masonic Hall. Hello guys, David Vose here. Well guys, I was off for a week. I'm hoping I can upload this video now. YouTube took me down for a week on that video I did about Biden, where I was kind of making fun of Biden because they were leading him out and he didn't know where he was. And I said something about, there's nobody in this, well, I can't repeat again what I said, but they didn't like that. So anyway, I'm back. I'm going to be doing some videos. I've got some really important revelations. I think it was all, destiny that I was supposed to be off for a week. Gave me a little bit of time to think about a few things and more or less get some huge downloads. I mean, I have got a video that I want to do. I'm not going to be able to do it today. Had a lot of stuff to do, and I didn't get the video done today. I didn't even realize I was allowed to post a video today, so I'm kind of behind, but I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. And guys, this is going to be a revelation like like we haven't seen. I mean, literally, I want to put in some details into the kind of story that we've been painting, the picture we've been painting, and putting all this information together. And friends, there is a deeper mystery being revealed in the scriptures than we had ever dreamed. I will only tell you a little bit about, sort of as a teaser as to what we're going to talk about tomorrow. But before I do that, I want you to see this little park that's just about a half mile or mile from my house. It's just so beautiful. And take a look at that, and then I'll get back to you here in a minute. Hey, babes. Whoa, we got a park here, don't we? I was just telling somebody, I think this water's a little high, huh? I had no idea that this park was right next to my house. Yeah, there's my cabin. Tadpoles. Wow. Yeah, this is underwater. Because that's a picnic table there. But it's nice to feel some sunshine. Yeah. Underwater. Seems like there might be a common thing up here to have water this high. Isn't that pretty? Who'd have thunk Alabama would be so pretty? See some little leaves coming on. Hey, spring might be coming. Holy moly, moly, holy moly. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Little ducks out there. turtles. Try to be quiet. Turtles are skittish. I like turtles. Hear that bird up there. It does rot these trees out at the bottom though. Boy, that would fall over pretty quick, wouldn't it? It's even, you can see light coming through right there. Literally. There's light coming through. That thing is just ready to go. You can push it over. Push that whole tree over. Nope, it's still hanging on. Turtles jump back in, I guess. They're making too much noise for them. So guys, briefly, to let you guys know what I've been working on, I'm so excited just to have this information. It just warms my heart to see all this coming into place. But what we're going to talk about is the mystery, the real mystery, the whole point. There's a scripture in Revelation. There's 2 verses in Revelation. There's another one in Matthew 25, Matthew 24, and also I think it's in Luke 21, and it's also in the book of Daniel that alludes to this. But if you notice in the book of Revelation chapter 17, it mentions, here is the mind that has wisdom. And wow, this is in the 13th chapter. Let he who hath wisdom count the number of the beast. And then there follows some sort of anagram, 5, the beast that was, that is not, but yet shall arise, and, and his number is 66. So it's an anagram with the numbers and the letters, and you got to figure out who this is. And people have been trying to figure out who this is for a long, long time. But there's a few mysteries that we're going to talk about tomorrow that's going to explain this, and it's going to blow your mind. But in chapter 17, it mentions this same mind that has wisdom. And then it gives you this little, like a Rubik's Cube parable or something that you've got to figure out another one. And this time there are 7 kings, 5 have fallen, one is, the other is yet to come. And when he comes, he must only be for a short time. And then the beast that was, but is not, it shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. So this is some sort of a puzzle. Well, it's interesting because Jesus mentioned this word wisdom. And by the way, this is always the word Sophia. Who hath Sophia? He who hath Sophia. To calculate the number. But Jesus says, when you catch sight of the army surrounding Jerusalem, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, then he says, let the reader use discernment. Or let the one who reads this have Sophia, have wisdom. So there's some sort of mystery that one needs the Holy Spirit, which I believe is Sophia, in order to crack. You go to the book of Daniel, and he talks about this mystery being sealed. Seal up till the time of the end, and knowledge shall increase. Go thy way, O Daniel, till the time of the end. And no one will understand, but the wise in the latter days will understand, because the knowledge will increase. Books shall be opened. And when the books are opened, then it says, evidently the sealing will be removed. The seals will be removed. And so the book of Revelation talks about the opening of the seals. So this then is the mystery. Now, the mystery that Daniel speaks of is obviously about the beast. It's about the 7 times. It's about the mark. It's about all this stuff that we've been covering. Same thing as the book of Revelation. Well, notice that the very same things we're talking about here are also covered in the book of Genesis. Notice that it speaks of Enoch as the one who was not. See? For he was not, for God took him. And that's a strange way of saying it. Normally you wouldn't say, and Enoch was not. Like just the negative, no. He was nothing. He was gone. Like, you don't normally say that. Usually you say, oh, well, he took off, went to the store. Or he went somewhere we can't find him. Or, he went to heaven or something. But you wouldn't say Enoch was not. That's a very odd way to say it. Well, there's another place in the Bible where that is used, that expression. And it's in the book of Revelation again, where it says, and the beast that was, but is not. So we're going to see what that connection might be. There's another connection there, because it says that Cain received a mark. All right, we're talking about marks. The Midrash of the Jewish pseudeograph and the Talmud and stuff like this, they say that the mark was that Cain was a hairy man. Sounds a little bit like a beast. Well, that we find also in Daniel, where Daniel says that oh, you king of Babylon, you are the head of gold. Right? So this is the head of the beast, is a Babylon. And he says, you're going to go and 7 times will pass over you. And you're going to go into the field and become like a beast. And grow talons and fur and feathers and thick teeth. And you'll be like a animal. And 7 times will pass over you. Well, remember, Cain, it says, he was to be avenged 7 times. So the 7 times is there in Genesis as well. So this mystery begins in Genesis chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4, all the way to chapter 10, and the whole thing there is the mystery. And then it's repeated by the prophets, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. They all cover this mystery. Every book of the Bible is, again, trying to add to this mystery that started there in Genesis. And then it all ends in Revelation, and we get the finished mystery. And we're going to cover that tomorrow, hopefully. I'm going to just leave it there, guys. I hope you have a wonderful night. And, man, tune in tomorrow. We'll see you later. Have a good one.